So we're just dicing up one medium-sized yellow onion, or whatever onion, doesn't matter. Ooh, my eyes are tearing up. Alright. I'm gonna come over here. Just pour a little bit of oil in there real quick. And I'm gonna put the onions in there. And then after I put the onions, I'm going to get the ground beef. I'm just making a small pot, so I'm just going to use 1 pound. 1 poundish, whatever.
So with the big blue pot, you use 2 pounds?
It's like 2, almost 3. It's like a big, it's what I use when I make for everybody, but this is just, it's just 1, maybe 1.5 pounds. We're just making a normal size. So I got 1.5 pound ground beef.
Yep.
Onions. And I have the thingy bobber to about medium. I think this is it's an electric stove. Yeah, it's an electric stove, so I only have it to medium right now.
It looks like purple on your phone. The burner.
Ooh, that's cool. It could be my filter. Alright, then I'm gonna...
Jasmine's favorite hot sauce.
One of my favorites. I think my favorite is...
Texas Pete.
No. It's tapatio hot sauce, but I use it for other stuff. This one I use in my chili. Well, I use tapatio too, but I just don't have any. I sometimes use both. Okay, so I'm going to...
That's like what, a teaspoon?
No. Like 10 shakes. I don't measure, so, you know, this is just some chili for the dinner, so we're just going to add that. Then I'm going to season my meat and onions, so I'm going to a couple sprinkles of pepper. I mean, if you really have to measure, you can always, well, Grandpa used to say you can always put in, but you can never take out, so always season lightly and then just add more as you go. So I put salt, pepper, several shakes of hot sauce. This is red pepper. I'm gonna go chili powder, doesn't matter what kind, and just a couple of shakes of chili powder on the meat. Onion powder, a couple of shakes of onion powder. Garlic powder, a couple of shakes of garlic powder. And then,
Sazon.
yeah, I'm gonna add 1 packet of sazon. It is sazon con ajito. And then I'm just going to break it up a little bit. So you can always add more to it, but this is just to sort of like season the meat and the onions. What I'm also going to do right now is you can either add cumin, but what I decided to do is there's this chili kit too. It's like 2 alarm chili or whatever. So I just bought a pack, and you can see that I've been using it. I've just been using it sparingly.
Oh, you don't use the whole pack?
No. So it's because I already have all of that stuff, but for some reason it has something else in it. So then I just do a couple little shakes in it right now. And if I feel like there's too much water in it later, then I'll add more. So I'm going to sit here with the oil and the meat and the onions and just brown it a little bit and wait for this to brown. A stew, we're going to add a few cups of water.
So 1 can of beans, light red beans, and
so I got
pink
2
beans,
cans,
and then 2 cans of...
So added 2 cups of water and then add some more. I don't get the sink in it.
Oh, my bad.
Goodness.
There's just some beans in there.
This thing has some dishes in it, buddy. Okay, so there's 2 cups, 4 cups, and probably add 2.
There's our 4 cups?
Yeah, so this is 4 cups in here. And there's a lot of meat in it, and I have broken it up pretty well. And it's gonna somewhat cook down. So I'm gonna add another 2 cups. So to making a small pot, it was a pound and a half of beef. So then 6 cups of water. So because I know I already how to measure, I like getting these now. You can, so on top of adding 2 of these, you can also, to make it sort of thicker later on, add one 8-ounce can of tomato paste. I don't want to put tomato paste in it, so you can also add an 8-ounce can, one of those small cans of tomato sauce. I already know the measuring, so I just get sort of this big one and I just sort of do a couple little rows in it.
But that's tomato paste?
No, it's tomato sauce. I already know how to measure. You can taste it in a little bit, but you put a little bit more salt, a little bit of pepper, and I'll just stir it. So right now, since it's not too hot, you can sort of taste it. Since it's not too hot, you can sort of taste it, what it's gonna be like. To me, it tastes too watery, and it needs, of course, more hot sauce because we want it not too hot, but we want it like with flavor. So I'm gonna do more shakes of red pepper. I'm gonna do more shakes of chili powder. Again, they just add flavoring. And I'm gonna do a lot more shaky. I'm gonna do some more shakies of hot sauce. I mean, it's a little bit, come on, it doesn't add that much. Shakies of hot sauce.
Let me see the bottle. It was a brand new bottle. This is how much I have left.
The brand new bottle's up here. It's barely right there. This will be like 10 shakies. All right, and then you're gonna mix it around. So as it cooks, it gets the seasoning from the meat, so you taste it differently. I'm gonna rinse this out real quick.
So once you put the seasoning in, you can already taste the difference?
Yeah. So mix it again. It's almost filled up to the top, but it's 950 right now. It's gonna cook for maybe about 30-40 minutes on medium. And it's gonna get thick. So right now it doesn't look thick.
So it gets thicker when it cooks?
It gets thicker, and then the flavoring. Taste it? You notice the flavoring? It gets it from the meat.
It actually tastes already good. It just tastes liquidy.
Yeah, so it tastes liquidy. So what I'm gonna do, because I want just a little bit more spice, I'm just gonna add a little bit more of this. It doesn't need salt or anything. So I just added a little bit more chili. I'm gonna stick everything away. Maybe some pepper. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. I'm gonna throw a little bit of more onion powder.
Yeah.
And then just as it cooks, to maybe get it a little bit thicker, just a little bit more tomato sauce. Again, since I didn't measure it, I can't measure out 8 ounces. Which is that small container, so that's why I just did a couple little shakes in it. So stir it good. It's 9:54. Maybe we come back in about like 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna lower it to a 4, so a little bit less than medium, and then just put it at a 4. Stir it real good.
You gotta keep coming back and stirring it, or?
No, I'm just gonna leave it like that. I'm tired. I'll be back in 20 minutes.
Okay. Do we need to put a lid?
No, just leave it. Just every once in a while, you just want to come and stir it as it's cooking, of course. You don't want to let it overflow or anything, 'cause it's getting thicker. And if you feel like you put too much water and it tastes too much, then you'll just stick like more. What's that noise?
Nothing. That was my phone.
I'm just gonna taste it and take a taste of it. Ooh, hot.
Bring your tongue.
Yeah. Alright. So I feel like it has enough spices in it. It's missing a little bit more tomato sauce. I think because I'm so used to making a double batch, just stick a little bit more tomato sauce in it. So you can taste it. And when you taste it, you'll sort of feel like it's missing something. That's why you can always add in, but you can never take out.
You put one thing of onion, right?
Yeah, just put one onion in it. We're just making a small batch. Just stir it and let it cook. We'll come back and check on it another like 10 minutes, but you do stir it just ever so often. Added a little bit more spice to my taste, but it is done. Let it cool down and then put it with some cheese, sour cream, and Fritos.